How are you, sir?
நல்லா இருக்கேன்.
நல்லா இருக்கேன். Sir, first time I'm hearing Tamil from you.
ஆமா, நான் I have not spoken so much in public. நான் வந்து half a Tamilian. எங்க அப்பா வந்து தமிழ்காரர். Split Bharatiyas among each other. I think Tamilnadu has been a victim of that, and now slowly we are seeing the same separatist mentality spreading to other states too, including the state that I am coming from, which is Karnataka.
Do you think there is a rise or decline?
There is a rise. I think the greatness of the Hindu society has always been it is open to reform. Annamalai sir is a very dear friend, and I always wished him well. I do hope one day we see him as the future chief minister of the state.
So, vanakkam, Pesu Tamil Pesu viewers. Today we have a very, very special guest who needs no introduction. We have Vikram Sampath in our studios. We warmly extend our greetings to him. Sir, vanakkam, welcome to our studios.
Vanakkam.
How are you, sir?
நல்லா இருக்கேன்.
நல்லா இருக்கேன். Sir, first time I'm hearing Tamil from you.
ஆமா, நான் I have not spoken so much in public. நான் வந்து half a Tamilian. எங்க அப்பா வந்து தமிழ்காரர் தான்.
Okay.
குடவாசல், தஞ்சாவூர் அந்த ஏரியாலேருந்து வரார்.
Okay.
அம்மா வந்து மகாராஷ்டிரன். நாங்கள் ஸ்டேயிங் இன் பெங்களூர். ஸோ அதனால எனக்கு ரீடிங் ரைட்டிங் தமிழ் எல்லாம் வரும், பட் பேசுறது கொஞ்சம் ஃப்ளூயன்சி இல்லை.
நல்லா இருக்கு, சூப்பரா தமிழ் பேசுறீங்க. பட் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் இப்போதான் நீங்க சொன்னீங்க உங்க அப்பா தமிழ். ஐ வாஸ் சோ ஹாப்பி. ஓகே, Tamilnadu, Tamil people, Tamil culture. Many people across Bharat, they don't have any idea about Tamilnadu, especially about the Dravidian ideology. Because of Dravidian ideology, some people may have a different opinion about Tamilnadu. According to you, what opinion do you carry about Tamil people, Tamil culture, Tamilnadu as a state?
That would be carrying about myself, considering I'm 50% Tamilian myself. So,
is there any wrong perception?
Of course, there is. I think created due to decades of this separatist kind of thinking that the Dravidian movement has instilled in the minds of people. But when you go back in history and actually look at the way, whether it's culture, whether it is our scriptures here in Tamil Nadu, the kind of deities that were propitiated here, maximum number of towns and villages are named after Rama, Ramanathapuram, so many places which is named after Rama, and you say Rama is an Aryan god, came from north-south divide. These divisive ideologies that have tried to split Bharatiyas among each other. I think Tamilnadu has been a victim of that, and now slowly we are seeing the same separatist mentality spreading to other states too, including the state that I am coming from, which is Karnataka.
Do you think there is a rise or decline?
There is a rise, especially in Karnataka now, with the heightened Kannada identity. I wouldn't blame completely, all our states after independence were formed on linguistic basis. So it is very, very natural for Karnataka or Tamil Nadu or any other state to speak for their language. And with the influx of so many people, into these urban centers, whether it is Bengaluru or it is Chennai, where people are coming for earning a livelihood, there is no attempt made to even speak a bit of the local language. You will stay for years together. Someone chumma edo travel panni varana parvailla, but if they are staying there for 10 years, 15 years, at least konjam you can understand the language, konjam at least you can try to speak. Enna madri edo mix panni belpuri madri at least pesla illaya. So adu panna maattar. So I think there is a backlash from people also saying be graceful and accept the culture of the place you're coming to. See, Indians, when they go all the way to France or Germany, they'll take crash courses and learn German, French. They'll try to become a part of that culture. So I think there is some element of truth in the angst that these linguistic movements face. But Tamil Nadu is not just a linguistic problem like Karnataka. Here from beginning, this whole division of Tamil being separate from Sanskritam, the so-called myth of the Aryan Dravidian divide, all this has been systematically installed here for decades now. And also I think some way, the manner in which South Indians and Tamilians are depicted in popular Bollywood movies. You have that Padosan, all those, the South Indian is always shown like a joker, who Mahmood, who acted
Yeah.
as that this thing in Padosan. There needs to be a sense of mutual respect on all communities. I wouldn't blame one versus the other. But after saying all that, I would still say Tamil Nadu is a special case because here there is
Many people fail to understand how such a dharmic state is voting in such a manner that Dravidianism is winning here. And how do you define Dravidianism? According to you, what is Dravidianism?
When Adi Shankara went and he introduced himself, he called himself, I'm a Dravida Shishu. So someone who came from the land that is surrounded by the oceans on all sides. So that way Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Odisha, all of that would be Dravida in the larger definition as per what he said. So this is a more of a, it was largely a missionary led movement in the 18th century. People like Caldwell, Pope and others who tried to bring this wedge between Sanskrit and Tamil, and which further I think the legal heirs of that were the Dravidian, the Justice Party, then the Dravida Kazhagam, all of these, which we see the manifestation of this even now.
Okay.
Secessionism, we want a separate, and very clearly during the negotiations when it was going on for independence, we had E.V. Ramaswamy, actually I wouldn't call him by his other name, but E.V. Ramaswamy confabulating very much with Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Ambedkar, by the way, so to actually ask for a separate Dravidistan. And Jinnah had actually promised to help him in this whole movement because he wanted...
After Dravidistan was created, he wanted the British to rule Dravidistan.
Yes, that is true. That is true. They were all votaries of British rule. But in fact, in my book on Savarkar, I've also mentioned this meeting between Jinnah and EVR and Ambedkar. And they talk about all of this. And midway, EVR wanted Jinnah to take the battle even for Dravidistan, but he tells him, look here, I have enough to deal. I'm more concerned about my Pakistan. So you manage your Dravidistan yourself, and literally drops him like a hot potato. So I think the anti union, a secessionist kind of mindset was there right from that time.
What opinion did Ambedkar carry about E.V. Ramaswamy, and what opinion did E.V. Ramaswamy carry about Ambedkar? Because in Tamil Nadu, these Dravidians, they always club Ambedkar and Periyar as one. They followed one ideology. But what opinion did they carry about each other?
There is nothing documented as such, but I think they were. I mean, all said and done, Dr. Ambedkar was part of the Viceroy's council also, even during the height of the Quit India movement and so on. So today, a lot of people keep raising questions that Savarkar did not participate in the Quit India movement. First of all, that name Quit India itself was not called Quit India, it was called August Disturbances, even by the Congress. So the Hindu Mahasabha and Savarkar did not want to participate because Savarkar was very clear that time that it is not Quit India, it is Split India. So it is a movement which will split India, and history was testimony to the fact that he was correct. So even people like Ambedkar at that time, he was, in fact, his words, if I paraphrase, and the actual quote is the second volume of my book on Savarkar, he says participating in the Quit India movement at this point of time is a treachery to the nation. And those who participate in it are actually, traitors to the country, and you should not be a part of it. All sane people. Even within the Congress, there was so much opposition, whether it was Maulana Azad, who was the president of the Congress. Even Nehru did not understand why this movement was started. So that way, I mean, they were strange bedfellows, whether it's Ambedkar and EVR and others. So they were, I think everyone wanted some form of, post-British arrangement. Ambedkar, I think, was more clearer about what he wanted. In fact, he wanted a separate, two separate states with a complete population exchange. He is very clearly, those who talk about Ambedkar as also this thing of secularism today, his thoughts on Pakistan, partition of India and Pakistan in 1945 or so that he writes, he says very clearly that, Islam is a global corporation. It doesn't have equality for all its members. Those who are not part of the club, and these are again a paraphrase of his words. The actual quote is in my book, which your viewers can see. Those who are not part of this club, there is only contempt for them. And Islam divides this whole world into Darul Harb and Darul Islam, which is a land of conflict, where Islam is not in the ascendant, it's a Darul Harb, and one where Islam is the dominant force, it is a Darul Islam. And he goes further to say Islam will never allow a Muslim to be faithful and loyal to India, because the faith and the loyalty is to a larger ummah, or the universal, brotherhood of all Muslims that is there. And today, selectively people cherry pick. Okay, he said many terrible things even about Hindu caste system and about Hinduism, but he also had these views about Islam.
Okay.
And you have the contradictions between all these characters during the freedom movement, which very easily, as you said, they club everyone on a election rally poster. You find
and they club EVR, Ambedkar, Karl Marx, and all other.
Yes.
Conveniently. Okay, how did you feel when the sitting minister of Tamil Nadu spoke about Sanatana dharma, like dengue, malaria, kosu, it has to be eradicated? The minister holding a constitutional post. What was the reaction of your colleagues, and in your circle, what was the reaction?
I mean, it was one of shock and horror that you can so confidently go and actually talk openly about eradication of the majority of people here. Sanatana dharma doesn't mean, as they think, it's only Brahminism, which is upper caste hegemony and all this usual nonsense. It is eternal, way of life which has always been there. It is called Hinduism, is another name to it. But Sanatana dharma, how can someone who's being in India talk about the eradication of its majority of its people? And the fact is, with the impunity that he can talk all this and get away with it, with not even a case being slapped, or anybody from the Hindu community actually raising their voice, I think that gives these people all the more license and the courage to talk whatever nonsense they want, because if they do the same for some other religion, rivers of blood will flow and sartan se juda the next day. So I think
there was more outrage, not in Tamil Nadu, but other parts of the country.
Correct. Yeah.
Tamil people were really, I don't care, bhaiya.
That is the sad part. I think the consciousness is somewhere in slumber, and especially, as you said, part of the country which is so dharmic otherwise, which has produced some of the best bhakti poets and saints, right from the Alvars and the Nayanmars and everyone else. And this entire region, southern India, it's not Tamil Nadu alone, but even Isai, the music that has developed here, it's all based on a philosophy of bhakti. For such a place to talk so lightly about something that is so intrinsic to our existence, I think it is shameful. And how much ever one condemns it, I think it is not enough.
Another Dravidian strategy is to vilify the Brahmin. So attack the 3% and get united the rest of the 97%. This has been their strategy, and they have been successful in it. So how do you look at this strategy, and what could be the best response to this?
Look, I am not a politician, or I am not into election strategy.
They're like saying Brahmins denied education, Brahmins denied equal rights, Brahmins denied each and every Shudra their right to live, to...
This is a trope that has no historical basis. There have been so many. If you look at the colonial records on education, if you actually go and also see the work of people like Dharampalji and others who've done research based on colonial records, even in the heights of colonial time, they made a survey as to, what were the different communities studying in various schools and gurukulams that were running. Majority were actually who are quote-unquote Shudras. It is just that, the rituals, the Vedic corpus may have been limited to a certain section, which is but natural. I mean, someone who conducts rituals and ceremonies and is aware of the laws of that religion, that is a separate. It's the same in Islam too. I mean, you just have the ulema who's more well versed with the laws of the religion. But in these other schools that were there at that time, things like Rasayana Shastra, all these other general subjects, these were open for all communities to read. And I think this is a huge myth that keeps getting, and the thing is, when you keep saying the same thing 100 times, a lie, then it takes the form of truth. I don't say there is no caste discrimination. There has been discrimination among people, and that's a huge evil of the Hindu society. But I think the greatness of the Hindu society has always been it is open to reform. Every society across the world goes through periods, and as a sociologist also, if one looks at it, every society goes through periods of decay, decadence, and so on. But that is not a big thing. How open that society is, or that religion is, to reform this. So right from our bhakti poets and saints who spoke about the hypocrisy of so many of these mindless rituals that were going on, or even the modern times, Hindu society has grown and evolved, whereas other faiths, they remain crystallized and stored in an 8th century or a 2000-year-old book, one single book that they draw their authority from. So it's very easy. So I'm not denying the fact that there has been discrimination, there has been oppression, all that has happened. But simultaneous to that, there's also been scope for reformation in the society, which is important and worthy to note.
I saw you sharing stage with Annamalai earlier. Yes. So when he rose as a national figure, a Hindutva icon from Tamilnadu, how did you feel about Tamilnadu, a future of Tamilnadu politics, etc.?
I'm still very, very hopeful, and Annamalai sir is a very dear friend, and I've always wished him well. I do hope one day we see him as the future chief minister of the state, so that a lot of
you are so hopeful.
Yes, I think there is always a hope, as long as there is an upsurge. And he's still young. He has a whole life. He's younger than me, so he has a whole life ahead of him to galvanize. One defeat or one lack of success need not mean the end or the epitaph. BJP had 2 members in parliament in 1984. So now you see the numbers. So I think there can always be changes. I hope he continues on his
do you follow politics, Tamil Nadu politics, or
not so much? I'm not interested in the present so much. I think as a historian, I look only at the past. But obviously there are linkages. You can't deny politics and the political connections. So maybe some of my answers also may not be politically correct, because I don't believe in being politically correct.
உலக தமிழ் சொந்தங்களுக்கு வணக்கம். நான் ராஜவேல் நாகராஜன். பேசு தமிழா பேசு வலையொலியுடைய வளர்ச்சிக்கு நீங்களும் உறுதுணையாக இருக்கணும்னு நினச்சிங்கன்னா இந்த வீடியோடைய டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் இருக்கக்கூடிய ரேசர் பே லிங்கை கிளிக் பண்ணுங்கள். அந்த லிங்க்கில் போயிட்டு உங்களுக்கு விருப்பமான தொகையை பேசு தமிழா பேசுவனுடைய வளர்ச்சிக்கு உங்களுடைய பங்களிப்பாக நீங்கள் கொடுக்கலாம். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.